what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Mike. I am a full-time used book reseller. My primary focus is selling on Amazon, but today's video is all about selling on eBay. So I'm going to kind of go over what to look for when you're looking for books to sell on eBay. It's a completely different game when compared to Amazon because a lot of this stuff doesn't have barcodes and a lot of it doesn't even have ISBNs to scan. So everybody wants to get into bulk books, and it just seems like that's the thing, you know, everybody wants to buy books in bulk. So when you do this, you have to basically maximize your profits any way you can. So as much as everybody enjoys the convenience of Amazon, there is a place for eBay, and if you're doing it correctly, you can still make a lot of money that you can pump into your Amazon business by selling old antique and like weird nonfiction, just weird stuff basically. So let's get right on into it. All right, so yeah, as you all seen in a previous video, we did that huge online estate sale bulk buy, and we literally check every book for Amazon, eBay, before we send it into Second and Charles or get rid of it if the book is too damaged. But that can vary. So for example here, I'm gonna pop up my eBay screen here. Don't make fun of my 90-day total. It's only $938. But you know that I'm not an eBay guy, but doing bulk, you gotta be. So we have $37.39 pending. So we got one that we gotta ship today. So you see this one right here, $45. Lynn Ward, Madman's Drum, first edition, 1930. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that basically the pages are intact. Now these old antique books, you can see this thing is pretty beat up. So when you're listing something like this, you want to make sure you put in the description basically all the issues with the book, if the binding's intact. And you also want to maximize the photos with some of this antique stuff. They let you take 12 photos. I recommend using all 12 of them every single time, because people that are looking for collectibles like this, they want to be able to see the conditions. Make sure you take pictures of this, like what the pages look like on this side. If there's any stickers or markings, you know we don't care about that stuff for Amazon, but on eBay it's very important. And then you also want to take a picture of the copyright page so that they can see, hey, it was actually published in 1930 and all that information. So $45 just off this old book that probably if you've seen in a thrift store, you're not going to look this up, you're going to keep going. So another one we found that was really cool, I talked about this on the weekly member Zoom call, was this at first I thought it was the 1897 one, the original Dracula, but it's not. It's first edition for Grosset and Dunlop, 1927. So this consistently sells on eBay for right around $200. So I got mine listed at $150. Anybody offers me, I'll take it. And you can see this one's even beat up, but if you look up the sold comps on this, they're actually in worse condition than mine. So this old crusty book that Deb threw across the sidewalk is a $150 bill. So let's get into, I'm actually going to kind of give you guys a little breakdown on how I look things up. So we'll just start with this one. We have The Foreigner by Larry Shue. So we're going to open it up. Another thing you want to look for, some of them have the book club editions. So that just means it's a specific edition to that book. So if it is, you want to make sure when you're looking it up on eBay that you're actually typing that in, that it's the book club edition. And then we go to the page here and you see the copyright is 1985. So let's try to look this up here. 1985, The Foreigner. Go to home. The Foreigner. Larry Shue. 1985. So it's going to pull up a bunch of different ones. So you kind of want to find the one that you have. So you see right here, this one, $15 basically plus $3.69 shipping, $20 free shipping. So my rule of thumb is you're not going to waste time with anything that's not going to make you at least $12, $13 on eBay. So you also want to make sure when you're looking through, you want to make sure that hopefully there are some sold listings. Now, if there is no sold, that doesn't mean you shouldn't list it, because you see here there's none sold for this specific edition. You should still list it and just list it at the lowest price. So if somebody's interested in buying it, you'll be, like I always say, prime position to get the sale. So let's try another one here. Here goes one that's pretty beat up. But this, for example, you can tell, like, this just looks cool. The Supernatural Reader. And you can see this thing is really beat up. But it's this old antique stuff. That's where the money is when it comes to selling antique books on eBay. It's this old, you know, unique stuff. And you see here, copyright 1953. So you want to make sure you take a picture of that. So let's try to find this. The Supernatural Reader. If my reader, 1953. And now this one's like an anthology, so there's not a specific author. There's people, I guess, that edited the anthology together. So you got Groff and Lucy Conklin. But we'll search this just to see if it shows up. Alright, so we got nothing showing up. So let's put in Groff. See if that helps us out. Still nothing. Scroll down just to make sure we're not missing anything. Alright, so it looks like they put in Conklin, and that, you seen one down there that was a little different. Come on. So I'm not seeing this one either. Let's see if there's maybe there's none listed and maybe one sold. None sold either. But you do see here there's other editions that did sell. Let's 19, did I put in the right date? And 1953, Groff and Lucy Conklin. I'm gonna try putting in the whole thing. Groff and Lucy Conklin. Alright. Nope, none showing up here either. So with something like this, you just want to basically go off one of the other ones and list it at a higher price than the newer ones, because usually the older stuff is going to go for more. So you see here, like the 68 one went for $5, 62 went for that much. I think this is might even be a first edition. Yeah, so that's another thing you want to look out for. Right on the copyright page, a lot of this old stuff will say whether or not it's first edition. So let's just try to search, you know, the Supernatural Reader first edition. First edition. Of course, it's giving me it's giving me Twilight stuff. Like, no, I don't want Twilight, because the Supernatural Reader like comes off as like, oh, somebody that just reads supernatural stuff. Conklin. Nothing here either. So with stuff like this, you see, it can take time. So that's the big downfall of looking up all this stuff. You got to kind of get into a rhythm and just go with it. You know, as you go, you don't want to waste all day looking up something like this. If you don't find anything, I would just throw this into Second and Charles. They do buy older books, and if you don't have one of those, you could donate something like this. But definitely do research on a lot of this stuff. You see here, like, the Literature of England. It's like Volume 1, Volume 2. If you ever get anything like this that's kind of like in a set, always look that stuff up. And just stuff that looks cool. That's kind of like Curator Law says, see cool, buy cool. If it looks cool, look it up. Like the Old Trails West. Like, this is something that's so old, you know. Somebody out there has got to be wanting to collect something like this. And you can just tell by like the cover art, the dust cover. It's like, it's crazy. And you can see how cheap some of the books are back in the day, you know, $3.95, something along those lines. So that's what you got to do. If you get into bulk books, you can't just, you know, throw all this stuff out. There's money you have to make back. If you're buying bulk and you're just scanning for Amazon, you're leaving hundreds, and over the course of a year, thousands of dollars on the table. And I know, you know, a lot of you hate dealing with eBay. But honestly, if you want this to be your thing, and if you want to do bulk books, you have to invest the time. And by doing this, by looking up these types of books, you'll be able to basically get knowledge. You're learning as you're going with eBay. You're not just scanning something and your phone's telling you. You have to look stuff up. You have to understand, what to look for in books. You have to understand, condition in books, not just putting good for every single book. You got to be a little bit more descriptive on eBay, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You're learning, you're basically expanding your business, and it's just part of doing business when it comes to bulk books. So hopefully this video helps some of you out. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more used book videos. Bye bye.